Hello, folks. Welcome to the Wrecking Crew podcast with your host, Vito D'Amico, and
Mark Arts.
And we're brought to you by Majestic Garages. Majestic Garage. I always fuck that up.
That's all right.
And Majestic Garage are the leaders when it comes down to garage renovation, fixing up your garage, making it look, they do the flooring, the walls.
This is the time of year.
Yeah, this is the time of year. So if you check out their website, you could see what they do. And they also give a free quote. They also gave us, a giveaway for this month. We give away a steady rack, it's called. It's a $120 value.
It's great because you got rotten kids. They leave their shit everywhere. No excuse to leave the bike laying around now.
Right. I'll put it up on the bike gets out of the way, so that's really cool. That
like off the floor,
off the floor, and you can put it up against the wall, and it's so easy. Yeah. I'll put up, if you go to the Wrecking Crew podcast on Facebook, I'll put the picture up. You could see it, and you could see that it's a pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure Majestic are the only ones in Canada. But I was at the show. I noticed some other shithead had the Steady Rack too, which I think they're going to get in trouble for having that. Right. Because I believe Majestic just have a contract with the to make sure they're the only ones allowed. So, anyways, check them out. You'll love it. And they also, if you're interested in having a garage done, they'll have one of their garage people come over, give you a free quote, and if you don't like it, you can tell them to fuck off. They'll never bother you again. But they do give free quotes.
They don't sell your name. They don't do any of that.
No,
bullshit.
None of that. They just it's none of that shit. I mean, I keep having some Indian guy from fucking Bangladesh call me every Tuesday.
Oh, don't you say that to me.
And he's just constantly trying to sell me shit. And I'm like, dude, get me on, don't call me list. See, I tell him to fuck off. Right away, because I know what they're up to. Sure. And Catherine, she has a full conversation with people on the phone.
But you know what they're doing?
Yeah, they're fucking getting as much info as possible.
Sure. And you know what I heard? They're teaching them to speak with like an American accent, like U.S. or Southern
No,
US.
this guy was more. It was a variety store accent.
Oh, okay. You know what I do is if they call them, they'll go, like, they'll have the Southern accent. They'll go, Mr. Arts, we got a deal on some long distance. You ain't gonna believe. You're gonna be happier than the tick on a Georgia bloodhound. So when they start talking like that, I know it's bullshit, right?
Really?
So I'll go, what the hell are you talking about, sir? Yes. Why do you not have someone there who knows how to speak English? It throws them off.
They're trying to speak Texas?
Yes.
Oh,
my name's Jim. I don't think your name is Jim, sir.
Oh, fuck. No, I just tell him to fuck off on the phone because I can't take it. It's like Catherine will sit there and she'll go, like the phone will ring and I already know I'm going to get angry, right? Because I already know what's going to happen.
And she's
going to pick up the phone and go, hello? And this is what I hear. No, not really. No, he doesn't know. No. Oh, no, I'm not interested. No, wait. No, I'm just not. I honestly, I'm not interested. And there's veins popping out of my neck. And she still, this goes on. No, I just told you, I just not interested. I'll grab the phone from her and go, fuck off. Right. And she's just like, why do you have to be so mean? And I'm like, why do you have to be so fucking retarded? Just get off the phone.
Would you let somebody walk into your house and start yapping at you, interrupting your life? Why would you do it on the phone?
Hey, I understand. Don't be rude. I try my best. See, she works the phones, right?
Yeah.
So she tries to be and I am. I try and be as polite as possible. But if I keep saying I'm not interested, and you could keep going, but sir, we have a deal. And it's just like I don't care. Fuck off. Yes. I said no, and no.
I'll make you a deal. You give me your address, and then maybe we'll talk.
Well, you know what the little cocksucker does? I say, don't put me on the don't call list. 15 minutes later, some other fool will call.
Oh yeah, I think that's like they're selling the don't call list.
Oh, they're fucking. Oh yeah, folks, real quick before I forget, I got what is that thing I got?
Herpes?
No, I got that. ADD.
Right.
So I'm all over the place. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
plus we're sitting there eating Reese's Pieces cups.
He's
delicious.
He's got coffee and Easter candy, and he's fueled.
Yes, happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter. Yes.
Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is you.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, we got Funny Man, all the way from the UK. Who's gonna call us in a little bit. Funny Man Wes Zaharuk, Propman Wes Zaharuk, who lives in the UK now, in Manchester. I've worked with Wes years ago, and he moved to the UK, where he's just been burning it up, doing an amazing job out there. Funny as hell. Well, he'll call us in a little bit. So yeah, he should be here in a little bit. You ever met Wes?
I have not met him. No.
Great guy, funny guy. We used to play a lot of gigs together, me and him. Yeah, and his style of comedy works great with mine. Mine is very his is fun, loving, enjoying. Mine is fuck you, hate you, go away. So it's like the yin and yang.
Yeah.
So we played a lot of gigs together, and he's one of the guys that what I love about Wes was it's never political, nothing. It's just fun.
This is fun stuff.
And that's what I like. I like if you go out someplace, especially if you go see comedy, I don't want to think.
Right.
Hey, I love Lewis Black and all the guys. Like, I think that's great.
Yeah.
But I think when
sometimes you're just not in the mood.
Well, Dennis Miller, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
No, a lot of that's over my head too.
Yeah, I don't get what like you know, and it's like he'll use a big word, and I'll go, is that supposed to be funny? Like what?
Yeah, really obscure references that you had to go to Harvard to get.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, what the fucking? I just like it when a guy pulls a flower out of his ass, you know?
Right.
Just and you know, Wes, that was an old bit of his, but you just go there. I think it's cool if you just go someplace, sit down, not think about it, and just laugh your ass off, and not think about.
Yeah.
I mean, the one comic I know, he talks about, and I think in pictures, right? Like if you were to say vagina, I think about right. First thing pops in your head is vagina.
Sure.
Or pussy. What's the first thing pops in your head?
Vagina.
Exactly. So that's just the way we're hardwired, like guys, right? So he will talk about, hey, you know, there's a story of a woman, a kid who was left babysitting. They left this little kid, and a pit bull ate the little kid. Ate, and it's a true story. Ate the child.
Oh.
And he does this bit about it. Now, see, I can't laugh no matter what your punchline is.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't.
Yeah.
To me, I
don't mind dark stuff.
Well, this is too dark, man.
Yeah.
I came, you know, like for me, I'm sitting there going, you know what? I came to have a laugh. I didn't come to fucking think about some poor kid being eaten by a dog.
I don't want to be depressed because you're depressed.
Right, but see, he's thinking, oh, this is political. This is, and to me, I'm like, nah, man. That to me, just all I think about is that fucking kid. You know, so
I don't know. I think it's in how you do it too. There's humor in everything. I really believe that. But yeah, kids getting eaten. No, and
that's what
so
I mean. Work. I don't know where. I'm gonna ask Wes about it. Like, where does he think the comedy is going? Because I remember comedy was, you know, I love watching Sanford and Son and all the old TV shows, and Jefferson's. That's how pathetic I am. But if you listen to the jokes, they are incredibly racist. Oh, but it's a fine line.
They're I mean, and they don't, obviously you can't get away with a lot of that stuff anymore.
No.
But it's still funny.
Right.
Right? I mean, Archie Bunker wouldn't last on network TV.
God, you know one of the funniest episodes I ever saw with Archie Bunker? He was sitting there. Remember he had the Grand Poobah, the lodge guys?
Yeah.
Okay? And they would dress up. They would rent out a place or something that was like at their lodge. They would dress up. Guess what they would dress up as?
In blackface?
Yes, black.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Totally blackface, wearing a fez hat. And they would laugh at each other like they were just fucking jerks.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And Meathead, you know, the son-in-law.
Yeah, the voice of reason.
Yeah, the voice of reason. He goes there, and he's totally like, could you imagine the shock on his face? And he's totally just beside himself, just going, Archie,
And they're
what
just
are you doing?
oblivious.
They're totally oblivious.
They have no idea.
He's like, he sees nothing wrong with this.
Nice.
And my favorite line was, he finds him and he goes, Meathead goes, Archie, you can't do this. And Archie's like, well, why? And he goes, what if they were to come in here and see you like this? And Arch goes, I'm not worried about that. And Meathead's like, well, why aren't you worried about that? And I'll never forget this. Archie goes, because they're not allowed in here.
Oh.
Can you believe that? Like, it was just,
oh my,
it was fucking, I remember seeing that, just going, holy shit. And then just seeing that maybe a month ago thinking, well, you could never, ever say that now.
You know, Family Guy comes pretty close a lot of times to that sort of thing.
But you know how they could get away with it?
It's cartoon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the only way. So you can imagine a guy doing, and he gets a lot of, like, threatening emails.
Oh, sure.
I remember the one episode he was talking about how he was showing them clips of the show, and they were watching the show, and they don't get it. Like, they're just saying, I just don't get, like, the dog talks, and the kid who listens to it.
Isn't it Seth MacFarlane doing the interview, too?
Yeah, it's great.
He's interviewing people, and you could probably fit every black fan of Family Guy in this studio.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I don't get it. Like, he always does the... See, I don't know. If I was a black guy, I think it'd be awesome because he's constantly, every other joke is about how big a black guy's dick is.
Yeah. Well.
Right? So I'm like, hey, this is great. You know, free advertising, if I was a black guy. Well, I am half, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
I'll show you later.
All right. Well,
all right.
No.
And then Wes would be calling us in...
1 minute ago?
1 minute ago, Wes should have called us. But that's okay. It's UK. He'll give us a call. I wanted to talk to you about, what was that guy? The Lee Stroud, the Survivorman?
Survivorman has lost the plot and gone bonkers, or maybe he always was bonkers, and now he's just showing his true colors.
Explain to the 8 people that are listening.
Yeah, he getting interviewed. He's sitting on a panel and talking about Sasquatch. And it's all a big conspiracy to hide Sasquatch because a big business is interested in developing the land for whatever reason, oil, wood, whatever, according to this guy, Lee Stroud, and that's why we don't hear about Bigfoot, because people would try and defend the land that Bigfoot lives on from corporate America. Never mind the other animals. Oh, there he is.
Oh, here he is, folks. Here's Wes Zaharuk. Hold on here. Hello? Hello?
You got it on speaker?
Wes? Wes, you hear me? Over, Wes? Wes? Keep going. Just keep.
Anyways,
Wes,
here's Buddy on TV saying that he he knows for a fact that the government is hiding evidence of Sasquatch because they want to keep the land and develop it and rape and pillage the land like corporate America does. And he knows, and he has spoken to, he says, top government officials that have just out and out said, yeah, absolutely, there's a Bigfoot out there, and we're trying to hide it. So bonkers. I think Survivorman may be looking for a way to keep his career alive too.
Yeah, Wes is trying to call, but I think where he's calling from, he must be calling from his cell out there somewhere. And of course, he's in England, and the connection just keeps dying. So I'm sure he'll try again. Anyways, the people that don't know who Lee Stroud is, he's a guy who goes out in the woods and I don't know, what's he do? Jerk off out there? I don't know what the fuck.
Right.
He goes out there. He shows that if you were to survive a plane crash, I'd be furious. I'd be like, why? What do you mean? Now I have to try and survive? Are you out of your fucking mind? I ain't surviving on my own piss. I'm not.
I would eat the pilot first.
Well, you know, I don't like. He comes up with these stupid scenarios. Like, what if you're on a cruise ship and the ship goes down and you're out at sea for 30 days?
Well, if I had a nickel.
Yeah, like, so if you were on a cruise ship and it went down, look at your ticket, see what seating you were at, and somebody will pick you up in about an hour. You know,
sure.
like, don't worry about it. Somebody's gonna come and get you.
Yeah.
Now, if he's talking about hiking and getting lost in the woods,
Right.
then you deserve it. If you're stupid enough to walk around in the woods,
if you're doing anything your parents told you not to do, basically, yeah,
hey,
it's Darwin's work.
Hey, if you got lost looking for wood in the woods, you are a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's just, to me, that's a Darwinian way of saying only the strong will survive. You should die.
Right.
Forget about, eating raccoon fucking testicles out there or whatever the fuck you do.
There's still places on the earth that you can get lost, but you have to try to get there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, hey, how many times were you in Antarctica? Hey, running down the side of a glacier. Or the apocalypse. Hey, if the apocalypse were to come, okay, first of all, I already told you what I would do.
What?
Oh, yeah. Well, there was this chick I always wanted to fuck, right?
Okay.
So the very first thing I would do is run to her place, drive, and just say, listen, we got 15 minutes. We could do this the hard way, or...
What if there's a lineup? There
probably will be. And
Yeah.
I think, I would just explain to her, going, I deserve it better than these guys, because I have masturbated about you millions of times. This hand, I would show her the hand.
The calluses.
Yeah, the calluses, and just go, this is what you've done to me.
Wow.
And I wouldn't sit there and go, hey, let's put a bathtub full of water
And some rose petals.
and some fucking
candles.
And start looking at your dog, going, now when the food starts going down, we're gonna have Uncle Bucky over here for dessert. Like, I just can't. Would you want to live in a in a society where it's just going down the tubes like that?
Well, unless you could set up some kind of Thunderdome sort of thing, and and be the boss, Master Blaster, that kind of thing.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, right.
I love that movie.
New one, new Mad Max coming out.
One of my faves, man.
Yeah. Any luck with Wes, or?
No, I'm trying to just keep come up with the. I'm just trying to. Anyways, so yeah. The Bigfoot thing. Let us know what you believe. If you believe that there is a Bigfoot, I say there is no Bigfoot. I would love to see some type of evidence of this.
Well,
anytime you're out in the woods.
Speaking of evidence, have you all these people that write these books saying heaven's real and they've been to heaven and all that stuff,
Right.
And
I have. I've been to heaven.
Well, we're not talking about your girlfriend there. These people say they've actually been, near-death experience and all that crap, and then they write books to heaven and back, and heaven is real and all this stuff. But now all the Christian bookstores are having to bail out on these people and get their books out of their stores because they're finding out that they're all, surprise, full of shit. So the evidence is completely lacking, and it's all just for money. Another surprise.
Right.
So,
Right.
What else have we got here?
What
the Indiana? What are they doing there? They want to make a law saying that people can deny serving people, right?
What are you talking about?
Well, they want to make a law that says that if you don't believe because of religious reasons in a person's particular lifestyle, you can just not serve them. So, say you're gay and you want to order a pizza. There's one lady, for example.
Yeah. Wait. Say that again. Hold on, because I'm a bit slow. What are you talking about? There's an Indiana law.
They passed a law,
right?
And then now they got to revisit it because of the backlash. But they're saying that it's okay if you own a business you can legally deny service to somebody based on your religious beliefs. In other words,
No, you can't. That's
well,
see, you're
in
just
Indiana,
asking
you
for
can.
trouble.
Well, yeah. So, so now this senator's backpedaling and saying, "Oh, we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it." I have no idea what they're going to do to fix it. But what it amounts to is, I'm gay. I go into your pizza shop. I want to order a pizza. You say, "I'm not serving you because you're gay." I mean, I'm simplifying it. What the idiot from this pizza shop, and now see this idiot that owns this pizza shop. I don't know what her name is. I forget. But she
Wait a minute. The person that owned the pizza shops said they won't serve you because you're gay?
If you come in off the street, order a pizza, it shouldn't come up that you're gay or not.
Well, I do. As soon as I walk into a pizza shop, I yell out,
"Hello!
"I'm a little fruitcake.
I'd like some pizza."
Can I get some pizza, please?
So I guess the deal is you come in, you can order pizza, whatever, but they won't cater a gay wedding because of their religious beliefs. So what's happened is nobody's going to this fucking pizza shop.
Well, of course not.
So what this pizza jerk is doing now, this lady, is she's appealing to all the conservative whack jobs, and she's raising a whole shitload of money for herself because her people feel sorry for her because her pizza business is suffering. But that's like Darwin
well,
too.
The big deal, like your pizza is suffering, you stupid twat, because you've alienated. I mean, there's people that are. I mean, even homophobic people are going, well, that's a little too much.
Yeah,
like,
really.
come on.
Yeah,
come
really.
on. If you want a slice, get a slice.
Well, and you know, and there's, if you don't want to serve somebody for whatever reason, there's ways that you can not serve them.
Right.
You can say, yeah, we'll get that for you. It'll be about 8 months.
Right.
Or your pizza is $400.
But you know the old saying, and I worked in the restaurant business and I had to serve people, and it didn't matter to me even if I didn't like you or who you were.
Well, you're there to make money.
Exactly. I'm there for, if I don't like you is if you're not spending money. So
exactly.
Just, if you're sitting there ordering water, please go away. You know.
And okay, so you turn somebody down, and I'm supposed to feel sorry for you?
Yeah, exactly. Like you're turning people down. You deserve. She deserves to. Maybe has she ever seen two guys go at it? Like maybe that
might cure her.
She might go, ooh.
She might,
I like you.
She might turn
the
corner.
You never know. I mean, like with the lesbians. Like I never understood. Like I go, how can they? You know what I mean? When you're a kid, you're going, but
that doesn't seem
with
seem
two
right.
guys, they could plug into each other, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like you think of it, you go, yeah, all right, you could plug into it. But then a girl, you're going, but what the fuck plugs into that?
Well, as a kid, yeah. I mean,
yeah, as a kid, as you get, but then you watch a movie.
They got it figured out.
Well, I support them fully. I own all their movies. They are fantastic.
The only downside is that you start to realize just how obsolete you are. They have no use for you and I.
No. Fuck, they got the toys and they got it all
figured out.
How do you compete? Fuck, I mean,
right.
Some of the toys out there, I was talking to a buddy about it because that's what we do. We talk about what mechanical devices we've purchased for our wives.
Sure.
And we are like I mean, I gotta hide the fucking thing. There's you know what I mean? There's no point. There's no what am I here for?
Exactly.
I can't compete. My penis does not go 7,000 RPM.
Right.
It's impossible. I mean, what's next? Fucking put in the hey, let's back up the car and use the car battery on this fucking puppy. Like I got no Mark. I'm useless as it is.
Technology is great and it applies to everything. And that's just another area where science wins.
Well, whoever created the vibrator was a jerk. It was a chick.
Well,
an angry dyke with sideburns. Okay, because she just said, "Fuck it, we don't need this shit." Could you imagine the first Neanderthal lesbian out there grabbing a tree trunk and just honestly just going, you know what I mean? Like just going, hey,
Quest for Bush.
I don't like Hagar, but I sure like this fucking piece of oak.
My
folks, we're having problems with Wes. We're having a lot of problems.
Yeah,
we've eaten about 15 Reese's Pieces cups.
They're yummy.
Oh, they're fantastic, and a couple of double coffees.
They're gluten free.
Are they gluten?
Yeah, no gluten in those if you care.
What is gluten?
It is a wheat protein. And the reason I know is because if my wife eats gluten,
Right.
she gets a rash. She gets like sick to her stomach, and it's a real thing.
Right.
I know people like to go, oh, gluten, gluten, and it's the big joke, but it's a real thing. Some people just choose not to eat it, but those people, in my opinion,
But
just
doesn't everything have gluten in it?
everything good.
Right, that's what I mean, like-
Everything yummy. All baked stuff with wheat. If somebody told me I couldn't eat like a donut or
Right.
bread,
Oh.
I'd probably jump off a bridge. But and my wife's really good about it. I mean, obviously she doesn't like to get sick. But once in a while though, she can't resist.
Sure,
a pizza,
of course.
a piece of pizza or whatever.
She can't even have pizza?
Well, the crust. But now there's some places that have decent gluten-free crust.
What's it taste like?
Well,
Have you like
if there's lots of toppings on it, it's not bad. Like I made the mistake. See, you ordered pizza from Peter's Pizza over there in
Right,
Elmer, and
right.
great pizza.
Yeah, they do. They have great pizza.
And they have gluten-free crust.
Right.
So we had a bunch of people there, and for my wife, we got the gluten-free, and then the regular for everybody else. My problem was this: I ate a piece of the regular pizza, which is really yummy, first, and then my wife said, "Here, try this. It's really good." And I tried it, and it was cardboardy, and I smiled and said, "Wow, that's really good," because I wanted my wife to believe that.
Sure, of course. You're being supportive.
Yeah, but of course, now if she listens to this, which she won't,
Right.
she'll know, but it's not as good.
Well, of course not. Anytime. I mean, do you remember funny comedian John Pinette? He, poor guy, he was, of course, he was obese, but he turned out the same thing where he was allergic to gluten.
Right.
And he was in the doctor's office, and they said, "Oh, you're allergic to gluten." And he's like, "Oh, all right, okay." And then he stops and he goes, what's gluten?
Yeah.
And
Right.
he's like, "Well, here, let me show you." And he said, every fucking thing I like
Yeah.
has gluten.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Hopefully the phone works here. Hold on here. Hello? Hey, oh, hold on, Wes. Let me hook you up there.
Okay.
Okay, there. Is he coming through?
Yeah, it looks like.
Does
Say
he
say
need-
something, Wes.
Yeah. How's it going?
Yeah, you're good. He's good.
Okay, great. Yeah, folks, that took a little bit. Poor Wes. He's calling us all the way from the UK, from Manchester. Wes, Propman Zaharuk, is online. Hey, let's give it up for Wes.
How's it going?
Good. Where are you calling from? Like where in Manchester are you?
The red half or the blue half?
Actually, I'm on my way to Nottingham right now.
Oh, say hi to the sheriff.
Yes. known for its percentage. It has 4-to-1 women for every guy. So
What? Say that again. What?
4 to 1.
it has four women for every guy there.
Well, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing here? Let's go to Nottingham.
Wow.
Hop up, saddle up, boys.
that's-
But do the
But
women
you know
have?
What? You know what? I need higher percentages. I think I need like 19-to-1 or something.
I need about 70-to-1. That's when I get in there.
Even you like those odds.
Oh, that's fantastic.
4-to-1 just makes it an even playing field, for God's sakes.
So yeah, if people don't know, we're talking to Wes Propman Zaharuk, famous comedian. Check him out on YouTube. He plays all across. He's played all the major festivals, of course, the Just for Laughs, the Edinburgh Festival. He used to live in Canada, and then Wes, what was it? You just said, "Fuck it, I'm going to the UK," and you moved there about 10 years ago, right? 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, about 10 years ago I moved here. So it was there was just way more work here.
Right, of course. I remember we used to play a lot of gigs together, and you just said, "You know what? I'm thinking of going to the UK." And I was like, why? And you.
And I did, and then I did.
Yes.
And it's worked out pretty good.
That's
so.
great. But
I actually just got back from a festival in it was in Singapore, Philippines, and Hong Kong.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
Well,
so that was warm weather for a while for me.
Well, what
so that was
the first half of the interview, I talked about how we work together and how some comics are political and some are just fun, and you're just the type of comic that you're just fun. It's just you're there to have fun. You're there to see a show. You're there to see a show.
I know. Nobody at the end of the show goes, oh, you really made me see something.
Yeah.
If you see my show, you laugh, but you learn nothing.
No, you learn to have a great time. That's what you learn, that you don't walk away going, well, the point was it was just funny from beginning to the end. That's I mean,
want to feel guilty.
You know, when people
church.
pay like $25 or £20 to come see you, they're expected to have a fun time. Like they're not there to
fun time.
Yeah, a fun time.
Yeah.
And that's what you give them, and you've given them for years. Wes has been doing this for over 20. What is it, Wes? You've been doing this for over 20 some odd years, right?
Oh yeah.
Why do you think?
I was just a little nipper when I started.
Yeah, and it's,
I didn't know where it was doing. I didn't know where it would end.
Why do you think it goes over bigger over there as opposed to over here? What? They just like they just like my stuff. So you know what I mean. Can't put your finger on it.
But Wes, the thing I've seen guys where they've tried. We've had top comics go over there, and the English people don't like them.
I know. It's sometimes they like you, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
But here they really do like me.
Yeah.
As soon as I first came here, I thought, oh, these people love me. So
yeah, exactly. And how was the transition? Did you find it difficult at first, or because I heard a couple comics talk about how they went there and they were doing their like, just say the MC would go up there, and I guess when we watch, I watch a lot. I was brought up on UK television, so I understand the shows. My wife watches Bloody Coronation Street every day, so.
Yeah.
I understand the lingo, but a lot of the comics were having a hard time going over there saying, I don't understand. They're speaking English, but I don't know what the hell they're talking about. How are they going to like me when I'm speaking the way I speak?
But you know what? Having a North American accent is actually a bonus because everyone watches American TV, so
right.
Everybody gets the accent.
Right.
I was standing on I was in London and I was talking to this American comic, and this guy from Poland comes up and he goes, "You two have, you know what I mean? Your English is so clear and understandable." And we both go, "That's because we're not English."
Well, it's vice versa here. If you're English and you speak, people all of a sudden, like women, just all of a sudden get wet. They're like, "Oh my God, he's a doctor," or he's very, very smart.
If you have a posher accent,
yeah,
you know what I mean. If you're but some of the accents here, you wouldn't be saying that.
Yeah.
Manchester accent, I doubt it's kind of a harsh accent.
Right.
Is that in the north? Manchester's
and Liverpool's a hard accent, but after, you know what I mean, after a while you just understand it.
Yeah.
Right.
Glasgow, first time I went to Glasgow, I go, their accent's so hard to understand, but they're using different words. I didn't realize they were using different words, so
right.
That's why it was so hard.
It was kind of like explaining it to people, like, if you're from Canada, from Ontario, go to Newfoundland. I mean, they're speaking I don't know what the hell they're speaking half the time, but supposedly it's English. So it's kind of like that, you know. It's kind of like, you know, in the country they'll have different dialects.
Right.
Here they have a different dialect every 10 miles.
Oh, that's great. That to me, don't you love the you know, the UK has the best nightlife. Just the bars are packed. One of my favorite shows I watch on YouTube is what was it? It was a show on bouncers of the UK. What they have to go through, you know, dealing with drunks and kicking them out. And over here, you know, if you're over 300 pounds and you know, out of shape, you could be a bouncer here. But in the UK, you've got to like have a degree on how to break people's necks.
They really like to drink here.
Oh, yeah, the English drink. Oh, and how are the clubs, Wes?
It's a smattering. Like you'll do like a pub,
right?
And then you'll do like a theater, and then you'll do like, you know, a 300 seat place or a 400 seat place. So it's really always mixed,
right?
Like what I'm doing tonight's probably about 300. Last night I did just a little pub, and Thursday I did a theater. So it's really.
Do you have
just a really mixed bag here?
Do you have
what you end up doing?
Do you have a preference? Do you like do you like the small intimate thing, or do you like doing the big shows?
Big shows.
I like some of the pub gigs are great. Do you know what I mean? You really get great audiences there, and the big ones are good too. And in Canada, you don't do as many theaters. They don't seem to be as in the what you end up doing, and they're always like they're pretty fun too. But a theater, I like it because it's a different way you perform.
Right.
You know, because people can actually, when you're like a club, I always think of it as, you know, you're just going tap tap tap. You're just you're always keeping people's interest.
Right.
Whereas a theater, you can actually take a little bit more time.
Right.
Because they see your whole body actually. So you can actually, you know, through your physicality show like emotions and that, and they'll see your whole body. Whereas in a club, they're only really seeing,
your top
you know, depending how elevated you are. But they just see basically the top part of you.
Right.
So it's a different dynamic. Both of them, you know what I mean. Both of them are
and you're
fun and they're nice.
And you're great.
Switch back and forth.
You're great with the faces. I mean, that's where, you know, I remember doing both with you, where we play a club and then we play a theater. And I noticed with the theater, you would take a little more time because, you know, the faces that you would make, the pauses, that people just, you know. And I remember you telling me, saying, you know, it's you know, it's facial expressions you got to sell too. You can't just go up there and just shoot away. That only works some places, but in the theater, take your time. You know, even when you drink a glass of water, do something. You know,
it gives the crowd a chance to interact a little bit amongst themselves too, and go and kind of look at each other and go, "Holy shit, that was funny!" And
well, both can be intimate.
Right.
Both can be very intimate, and that's what you're just, all you're doing is playing. It's like being at a wedding, and you know, at a wedding you're going to play a nice slow song. You would never play Metallica there, you know, unless depending on whose wedding. But it's just you know how gigs are, and that's something that I wanted to. In Canada, they're
It's like if they're playing Metallica, you're going to guess probably this marriage isn't going to last.
Right, right. But you know, see up here, I don't know, Wes. It's just I noticed that comedy for me, it's been changing. Where if I had to play a show, I had to play a few shows, and this has never happened to me, where the owner or the manager will come up and go, "Hey, you know, don't you know, don't talk about this, or don't." I just noticed they kind of don't want you to I remember there was a time when, and I don't talk about the craziest stuff, but they really want you. The comic before me was talking about religion, and the somebody complained about that, so they had us in the green room. They had us in the green room, and they just said, "Hey, we had a complaint about some woman," and instead of saying, "Hey, it's the guys, do what you do," and you got one whack job out there, they go by what the whack job said and said, "Guys, you've been doing this for 15 years. Don't do those bits anymore because that doesn't work." And I remember sitting there with the other comic just thinking, is this what it's come down to? Where they're and this has happened a few times where I've noticed that clubs are kind of telling comics, "Hey, you can't say that," and I think that's wrong.
Yeah, that's definitely wrong. It's the one thing about the UK, it definitely it's less restrictive in a lot of ways. Like even in corporate, even in if I do a corporate gig, they're so much looser than doing a corporate gig in North America. North America, you can't obviously, you can't swear, but here they say try not to swear too much.
Right.
And basically in North America, anything with sex is off the table.
Right. Exactly.
But here it's fine.
Well, here you have to sign a contract before doing a corporate saying you can't do this. You know that. Well, where you've run into it, where just say you're doing a corporate and you're told not to deal with a heckler. Like if there's a heckler, that's just too bad. I mean, you're making $500 or $600, whatever, and you got to sit there and take it from some drunk and just laugh, and instead of saying blah blah blah, instead of nailing this guy, you have to sit there and smile and fucking take it in the ass, listening to this idiot. And the only reason,
I know.
And it's brutal, Wes. I just think that is just horrible. I've sat in the car going, I really want to follow that guy home and beat the shit out of him.
Wouldn't be the first step.
I know. The thing about hecklers too, usually I don't like spending a lot of time with hecklers because usually you're talking to the stupidest person in the audience.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Or, either the drunkest,
or it's
it just slows it all down.
Yeah.
That's what I find.
You know what I've been running into? A lot of women strippers who want to be like, they'll see you getting all the attention and go, I should be getting the attention. Right. I take my clothes off for a living. Why aren't they listening to me?
Right.
And these dumb women just all of a sudden they want to be the center. So either you're dealing with a drunk, a fool, or a stripper bimbo.
You see what the bane of your existence over here is. They have a lot of they call them hen parties here, but they're
yes,
you know what I mean?
Bachelorette parties.
Bachelorette parties, but they go full out. You know what I mean? They all wear costumes. They dress like angels. They've got inflatable,
dildos showing up,
dicks and all that kind of shit. And they're like the they're have to be dealt with. Yeah, and a lot of them. That's the one thing on a bigger club. A lot of times they do have stags and hens. And here it's actually weird because it used to be stags used to be the big problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now it's sort of switched over, and the women are way more of a problem now.
Well, you can't beat them up either.
See, the thing is, the women could get away with a lot. When you're playing, sometimes, and it's a fine line. Like, you got to be a lion tamer up there. But if you're too rough, the bloody crowd will turn on you. So you've got to know that fine line. And I remember playing this one place in Calgary where I knew there was going to be a problem. Like, it should be the doorman's job not to let a person in who's already pissed out of their mind. So this guy shows up pissed out of it, and he's wearing, I guess, his wife's wedding dress, and he's completely fucked out of his mind. And there were stairs to go down to the basement. And I mean, I'm talking, they were, and honestly, it must have been like 20 feet down of stairs, concrete stairs. I'm up there doing my bit. He's completely fucked out of his mind, and he goes tits over, goes down, and I mean, the ambulance had to be called. They had to stop the show, and I'm like, he couldn't heckle me because he was too drunk to heckle. And you know, I'm thinking, why would you let someone in like it was a problem? Why would you already let a problem in? Your job as a doorman, I've ran the door before. If I see that you're a little pissed or drunk, I'm gonna let you know right there, saying if I get a peep out of you, you're out. Like, I don't care how you don't get your money back, you're out. So enjoy.
I know I did this show in this was actually in Canada, and they threw a woman out. She was so drunk, she didn't even know she was at a comedy show.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing was, she was with a guy, and the guy, they threw her out, and he stayed.
Nice.
Yeah.
I always thought that was like, it must have been like a first date or something. And he goes, "Oh, did I ever dodge a bullet there?"
Yeah.
No, I think I'll say, see ya.
I remember when years ago we were trying to do a show together called Down on the Corner.
Oh yeah.
Wes had a great idea, and this is he's brilliant at figuring out. I'm like, Wes, we got to do a show, but I got no money. And he goes, okay, this is what you do. We get kicked out of a studio. We're working at, and it was great. We get kicked out of a studio, and we got fired. We end up taking the furniture with us. We end up in the middle of the street down on Dundas Street in Queen, or on Richmond or something. And we have to walk around and try and find people to be. We had like a hooker be our lighting person.
And the premise was we were trying to do our show after we've been fired.
Right, and we don't. Remember sitting at the corner with our desk, and we'd have the guy. It was great. The guy that was the like who would go out and play drums for people for whatever, for loonies or quarters or whatever. He was our band.
He's Doc Severinsen.
Yeah, he was Doc Severinsen. So we'd have that.
And we had, just out of being on the street, we created a whole sort of show. It was actually really fun to do.
It was.
I remember that.
And I wish I could have. What happened was the place went under. Me and Wes were asked to do this for London Now, not the magazine. It was the website, and they wanted us to do this, and they taped it, and they have all the stuff. But she actually sort of cracked up, and she went to Mexico because we were phoning. We're going, we started editing it, and right.
And I was actually going, do you want me to come down and edit? And she goes, no, I want to do it. And then they go, oh, she took off and she moved to Mexico. You know what I mean? Some sort of
yeah.
And you go, what?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, what about all the video we shot? I mean, I watched the show, and it was funny as hell. We had our cameraman. It was great. Our cameraman came from Iraq. I mean, he used to work in. He explained to me that in Iraq he worked at a studio where they came in one day and government took over and had all the other guys shot, and the only reason he wasn't shot is because he knew how to work the new camera.
Perfect. The city of London would have done the same to you eventually.
So
anyway.
He was our camera guy, and he was across the street, and me and Wes get kicked out. We sit at the corner, and then people would stop, and we'd have a whole bunch. One time we had about 50 people just sitting around, and we'd do interviews with people, and cars would drive by. Right in the middle of the interview, I'd be going, so, and remember, we'd always have, Sir Peter O'Toole will join us in about 20 minutes, and a Cadillac would drive by, or a limo. Is that him? No, shit.
Oh.
All right, and we continue doing, and cars would drive by and just yell, faggots, and we'd go fuck yourself, and go back, and we go back to the interview. It was great. TV. But Wes came up with that, and it was a lot of props to him. I would love to have done that, more of those, because they were great. They were so. Wes has the knack of coming up with great ideas. There's other projects that he's done that he shot years ago. I don't know. Do you still do any of that stuff, Wes? Where there's stuff that you always had great ideas to shoot shows or pilots, and you thought, and I remember you shooting one a long time ago, and it was about a prison. You always had great ideas about those things.
I've only shot. I did one last year, and I actually. It's funny because I just really like doing them. I forgot how much because some people came and they go, oh, we want to do this and that, and then I go, well, we could do it this way and that way, it actually worked out, and it actually worked out really, really good. And it was basically started as a documentary, but then the documentary goes into a narrative,
right?
Which I really, I just find that really fun.
God, yeah, I remember we shot one at a prison or something, and it was so well done. And that place where we shot we shot this one a long, long time ago. What happened is like 15 years ago, you could go to places and get the locations for free. The same place, Wes, where we shot that location, you're not allowed to shoot there anymore. No one's allowed because they had frickin' ghost hunters go in there and destroy the place.
Yeah. As soon as somebody hears they can make a buck, then it's all
So
over.
now, if there's historical buildings that you want to shoot stuff, it's a lot harder. You cannot just shoot. You need they want insurance. They want tons of stuff. You cannot to rent out a place. Some places want. I mean, I tried to get the. You know how much they wanted when I remember when I was shooting the Ghost Show. I tried to get the Royal Alexander. Guess how much they wanted the Royal Alexander? A day. What would you say?
I don't know. 10, 20, who knows?
They wanted $150,000 a day. And I thought, and my first words were, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" And the guy goes, "Well, I'm a professional. Are you a professional?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm a professional too, but I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm not going to give you $150,000 to shoot at the Royal." Oh, I think to do projects, doing projects these days, you got to do the bootleg stuff. That's why so many movies are shot in Prague. Because in Prague, you could shoot in Prague and have two people fucking on a bus in front of people, and it's just everything's fine. The bus driver goes, "Okay, cool. Just give me $20."
Yeah. Well, and Prague's got such great locations too. Yeah, it looks great, Prague. That's the thing about Hello?
Yeah, we're here, Wes.
Okay. Yeah, that's the great thing about anything over in Europe. All the locations look great.
Yes, they are.
And over here, everything's like historical. So,
but
it's really easy to get a historical look to your anything you do.
But will you get in trouble over there if you're shooting something on the street? Like if it's just, I mean, if it's just like three guys shooting stuff, will somebody give you a crap for it, or do you have to do the bootleg?
Yeah, well, yes and no. Do you know what I mean? It's always the same. You can get in trouble here really easily.
Sure.
But yeah, the UK is pretty regulated. But for that kind of stuff, you can still, do you know what I mean? You can still flag your way into places and that kind of stuff. So
I can't help. I can't help but
still
think
good that way.
I can't help but think the city of London would have eventually shut you guys down on the corner there, just because it's London.
I don't know. I wanted to have running of the cows. Oh fuck! I just wanted.
Oh, that would have been such a great scene, wouldn't it?
Like big dairy cows.
Yeah, and for me, the people at the Comedy Awards were totally for it. No, I'm sorry, the city was totally for it. Believe it or not, the city of London was for it. The people at the Canadian Comedy Awards weren't for it.
Why? I
don't know. They just thought, no, I don't understand what you're... I mean, there's running of the bulls, and you want to do running of the cows? And I'm like, are you fucking thick?
That's lactose intolerance.
That's
what
just
that is.
stupid. Because I was going to have Wes arrested. It was going to be a whole kerfuffle.
Notice it was Wes arrested.
Well, yeah. Well, it was like we're like.
I had this plan.
Wes,
and it only involved Wes being arrested.
well, Wes was supposed to be the farmer, where we would sit there and you do an interview with Wes, and Wes was supposed to just go, yeah, don't worry, we're gonna get these cows back safely, back on the truck, and none of them were injured. PETA, don't worry about it. They were on their way to the slaughterhouse.
Ah, good.
You know, so it was kind of like that, and it was kind of like Wes. How do you get the cows, you know, angry or whatever? And you're like, oh, they're mad cows. I make fun of them. I don't feed them. I poke. You know, I make fun of their weight. It was just ridiculous stuff.
They're all diseased cows.
Yeah, yeah, they're yeah.
Hey, don't. Just a little advice. Don't pet them.
Hey, Wes, I have to ask: are you a soccer fan, football fan?
Over here, I should be, but I watched it when I first got over here. I watched it, and then, you know, I didn't. I just don't care as much.
Yeah.
I just don't care that much.
So in Manchester, I mean, I know you're either blue or red, right?
Yeah, I sort of, you know what I mean. I don't really follow it all that much. When I first got here, I used to. I was in a bar, and it was, and I don't know who. I forget who was playing, but whoever was not the popular team,
yeah.
I cheered, and everybody was horrified at the table because they thought I was going to get killed, and I was just, you know what I mean. I didn't care either way.
Yeah, it's probably best.
Maybe this is a little bit too serious for me.
Yeah, probably best not to get involved with that in your line of work.
Yeah, just, and too, yeah, but it's, you know what I mean. It's a good game, but I just can't. I just can't. You know what I always tell them? I go, soccer. It would be a better game. You know what I mean? If you had like a puck and you had man, it would be a game.
It would liven it up, a little body checking and stuff.
That's the only thing that's missing on it.
Yeah, right.
So the folks, real quick, we are the Wrecking Crew, and we're talking to Wes Propman Zaharuk, and the show is brought to you by Majestic Garage. We're just Wes. What would be your dream car? And you could pick any car you want, old, new. Just curious, what would be your dream car?
You know what would be? You know what kind of car I'd want? Those cars that drive you. You know, they have cars now that you can.
Yeah, right into a bridge.
But that's what I'd like. I'd like to just have a car that drove me. I think that would be great.
Yeah,
I don't even care. I don't even care what kind of car. It just as long as it drives. I just sit in the passenger seat.
Yes, yes.
It drives me there. And then I don't have to deal with traffic. I don't have to deal with anything.
Is the traffic? How is the traffic down there?
It's horrendous.
Oh God, like, you have to see Toronto. How bad fucking the traffic is on the downtown Toronto. Is the highway west? It is. They're projecting. I think there's 3.5 million people that live in Toronto now. They're projecting in 2025. There's supposed to be almost 7 million people going to live in Toronto. That's that's only 10 years away. I mean,
yeah, but at least here you can spread out. I mean, in England, it's got to be a completely different story.
Well, yeah,
right?
it's a tiny little island, right? But it's a small country.
It's tiny because you know what I mean. It's irrelevant how far it is. It's how long it takes.
Yeah.
How long would it take you to get from one end of the city? Like, do you have to sit there and do the whole? Like, I got to figure out what time traffic starts, or is it always bad?
It's not always bad. Fridays here are unbelievably horrendous.
Right.
So you have to leave. You have to leave really, really early. Like even if you're not going that far. But to put it in perspective, this is from Manchester to Sheffield. It's 33 miles. It takes you an hour and 15 to get there.
Oh my. Gross.
I'm sorry, 33 miles and it takes you an hour and 15 to get there?
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
So
Oh,
It's no wonder you want one of those.
you don't want you want
cars.
you don't want a car. You want a flying car.
so it's like, and two, yeah, and you just won't do it under that. So to go, oh, if you went 33 miles, you go, oh well, I'll leave half an hour before.
No, that doesn't work. No way.
Wow.
That's
No,
terrible. God,
Yeah, and over here, if you look up how long they say it should get there. The thing too they do is they close the highways at night, late at night, which is always when you're coming back. So
sure,
you're coming
yeah.
back, and then the highway's closed, and then you go, oh, that's the only way to get back home.
Yeah. Oh, what do you got to do? You got to sleep over, or?
You do. You go on all these back roads, and then one place. So many highways were closed, and I was in this town at Darby. But anyways, and what I had to do, because the SAT actually was reading the traffic, and it goes, "There's no way to get back," and so I went from little town. I had to put the SAT in. I had to get a map and go, okay, I go to this little town, then I go to this little town, then I go to this little town to get back.
Right. Oh
So,
man.
Because there was no direct route. Like everything that was going north and south was closed. It was and you go, can't you guys leave one road north and south open?
Yeah,
Right.
Really.
Oh man, that is just I get oh god.
I know, because when you're coming home, you go, oh, okay, well, I'll be home in an hour, and then road closed, and you go, ooh.
That's my favorite part of the show is going home. That's where I could unwind and just think about, the next day, and I don't know how guys could play a show and just go straight to bed. I always needed an hour or two just to unwind.
Oh yeah. Once I finish a show, I'm up.
Yeah, me too. Or I'm hungry and I want to go eat something.
Yeah, that's yeah. You always go. I don't even get that hungry during the day.
Me too.
Midnight, I am starved.
Yeah. That's when.
And I think that's pretty typical with comics.
Yeah, comics are night owls where we gotta eat after a show. I don't know how people do it.
I find you a bit of the pre-show nerves a bit, and you just don't want to eat before the show. The show's over, and the nerves are gone, and you're starving.
But you know what I do? If the food's free, I do eat, because I go, maybe I won't be quite as good, but I'd rather eat and not be quite as good.
Right. Well, I get it to go after the show. I always tell them, if the food's free, I just say, listen, could I get it, what time's the kitchen open till? Just put in a doggy bag for me. I'll eat it on the car ride home. You know how frugal comics have to be to make to save money. I never understood the guys that go to a show. Just we had to play a couple shows, and they order like the fucking steak that they got to pay for. They get a bill for like $80, and I'm like, let me get this straight. You made 100, and you just blew. It took you had to pay for your gas to get here. That was $20, and you just blew $80, and you just gave her a $10 tip.
Yeah, I know. You got.
How do you manage? How do you do it, man?
There's no room left for Coke.
I don't know. For me, it's like I take the toothpicks. I mean, it's the candy up front for free.
He's got a chair in his living room made out of toothpicks.
I'll take whatever it is just to save coin. I don't know. I know. I know it is like you're on a very low budget on these things. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really easy. Especially if you eat like on the service stations, they just whack you for food.
Oh.
I always think I should make something at home and bring it, but of course you never do that.
Wes, I was at the exhibition place. Do you know how much a slice of pizza went for at pizza? You know how pizza how much $9 a slice. I was like, are you out of your fucking mind? $9 a slice. So it's like either, and I pack my own. People laugh. I remember at the show, people laugh going, you pack a lunch? And then by about the fourth day, they start packing a lunch. Because they're like, yeah, that is kind of smart how you pack a lunch. And I go, yeah, I'm not going to blow, $4 for a bottle of water. I'm not $4.50 for water. Like, give me Wes, that all adds up. You know, even if I was a multimillionaire, I would still pack my lunch.
And too, usually the food's better. But when I was a kid, my dad, when we went to the movies, if we went to the movies, we'd bring our own popcorn.
Yes, that's what I do. I do that to this day. I stop by it. I bring my own candy pop. I remember Vanessa. I took her to go see a movie, and I took her and her friend to see it, and I was loaded to the gills with candy and pop and everything. And she's in front just before you hand the ticket. She's like, "I love you, Daddy," and gives me this big hug, and all the fucking candy popped out of me.
Good.
And I go to the guy who was like, 15-year-old little kid taking the tickets, and I go, "Pal, I'm bringing in my own candy." And he goes, "I totally understand."
I totally understand.
He doesn't give a shit.
But it's just, you have to be frugal in this day and age. I don't know. People make fun of. I mean, how many? I remember doing a gig where if you got a room, I mean, it was so far to drive home. Wes, I would just sleep in the car. I wouldn't rent a room. I'm just gonna stay in the room for 4 or 5 hours. I can't. I might as well. I just rather sleep in the car and save myself $80.
A lot of now I don't know if this has ever happened to you. You've been running out of gas.
Yeah.
Nothing's open. There's not a gas station, and you have to sleep at the gas station until it opens.
Oh no, that's never happened. No, I couldn't sleep. I'd be furious at myself.
I had to do that. Oh, here's the gas. Oh man, it's closed. And you're looking at the time, but it's open. You're just going.
Jesus.
Oh, I only have 5 hours to wait.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh no.
That's when you hope Buddy's not late for work.
Hey,
yeah.
Folks, we're talking to Wes Propman Zaharuk, all the way from Manchester, UK. Wes, where are you playing the next couple of? Give us let us know where you're playing.
I'm all over the place all the time. You know what? I know I'm in London next week. I got, after tonight, I work Tuesday, and then I think I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I know I'm in London Saturday. It's really, I'm all over the place.
Right.
In the UK, but you know what? People ask me that, and I don't actually even know, because I only look at this week, and then I look at next week, and then I look at the week.
I do the same thing. I know.
I don't know, unless it's something I'm really, really looking forward to. Like if I was going to go to Europe, I would. You know what I mean? I was going to Europe next week. I go, oh yeah, I'm going here. That would be something a little bit different.
I'm the worst where people are like, hey, we want to come out and see you. When are you playing? Let us know when you're playing, this town or here. And I never let them go. I never let them know. Because I'm not one of those guys that say, hey, I'm going to be here. Hey, I'll call you up. Hey, Wes, I'm going to be in, whatever. I just never, that's just not me. I just don't do that.
It could be worse.
It's people sometimes after the show, because, my name's really hard to, everyone has a hard time, pronouncing it and spelling it. But people come up after the show and they go, I want to look you up on YouTube. And I go, good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
I have to know how to spell Zaharuk. But they actually do find it, so it's I should have changed my name a long time ago.
No, I like it. I think it's totally. I remember people only remember me by either they'll call me Vito, or I get Vince or Vince. Give it up for Vince. But once they get Vito, they never forget. So if you've got a name that is different, like Wes Zaharuk is a cool, like for me, I've never had a problem. I've always had a problem if I'm middling and it's some guy's name and it's, you know, I'm like, hey, give it up for, you know, the guy's name's Jim whatever Forrester, and I give it up for Jim Foresties. Like, I'll fuck it up. You know,
I thought you were doing that on purpose.
No, I just, but if it's a name where it just, like, it rolls off the tongue, Wes Zaharuk, it was just, to me, it was easy to pronounce.
Well, you should talk to the MCs here.
Oh.
Just to look up in their eyes.
Well, when you,
I always get this, I go, and welcome to the stage, Wes Zaharuk. The fake mumble.
When's the next time you're in Canada?
Actually, I'm coming back for 2 weeks in June.
Okay.
Just because I'm going to a wedding and that, and but I'm only going to be there for 2 weeks, and I'll probably do a couple of things.
Right.
There.
Well, yeah, I'd love to hook up with you and go and grab a drink. I know you won't let me know when you're down, so I'll just check your Facebook. But ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking to Wes Propman Zaharuk, and if you ever get a chance, go see the man show. You'll piss your pants, literally. Funny as hell.
Let us know. Let us know seriously, and we'll bring a bunch of people. It'll be fun.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I miss you, Wes.
Well, do that then.
You're one of the. You know I can't. I hate people, and I love you to death. I haven't seen you in so long, and you're just a joy to hang with. You've never, there's a lot of comics out there that have ego. Wes has no ego, no nothing. Just a super nice guy.
Did you tell Wes that he's not supposed to be wearing pants for this interview?
Yeah, Wes, we're naked. Are you naked there?
It's kind of our thing.
I'm in the McDonald's parking lot.
Oh, jeez.
Everybody's naked.
So, folks, if you ever get a chance, go see Wes Zaharuk. Brilliant he's originally from Canada, but he's living in Manchester. Check him out on YouTube.
Or look it up on YouTube.
Look him up on YouTube. Incredibly funny, man. Until next week, we're gonna let him go. Until next week, we're the Wrecking Crew. I'm Vito D'Amico.
I'm Mark Arts.
And it's been a
and I'm
joint.
Wes Zaharuk.
And Wes Zaharuk.
Thanks a lot, Wes.
Check them out on Facebook, guys. And please like us on Facebook. Remember, check us out. We're giving away a steady rack in April. And all you need to do is check us out on Facebook, and you can see the pictures. It's a $120 rack, and it's awesome. Our sponsors are Majestic Garage. Check them out on, they have a website, majestic.ca, and you can see all their products. Folks, have a happy and safe Easter. Oh, real quick, you too, Mark. Wes, do you have any Easter stories?
No.
Okay. Real quick, let me just tell you my Easter story. When I was little, real quick, when I was little, Italians, they used to keep rabbits and stuff, right? So.
Oh no.
Yeah. So my uncle said to me, goes, go play with the he had rabbits, and this was on like Jane and Lawrence. He had freaking rabbits. So I go out and play with the rabbit, and he's like, all right, go do something else. I go play with the other kids. Then I sit at the table. We're sitting eating about an hour later.
Wow.
And yes, and he goes, hey, how did you like that rabbit? And I go, oh, he was wonderful. I was about 7. Oh, Zio. Like in Italian, you call him Zio. Zio, he was wonderful. He was great. I love him. Oh, did you love him? Yeah. And my uncle goes, isn't he delicious?
Oh, yeah. You know what?
And I was like, fucking mortified.
My grandpa did the same thing to us.
Did he do that to you too?
He did
What
the
a
same
bastard!
Whoa. Okay, I get that you know you can eat a rabbit, but you got to be a complete dick about it.
Oh man.
I know. It's like, what next? What next?
Oh.
Christmas, we're serving up the family pet? What's going on here?
Go play with your cousin for a while.
Oh man, what? Hey,
you like your cousins?
All right, folks, have a happy
Aren't they
Easter.
delicious?
Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter, everybody, and Wes, thank you
Happy
so
Easter,
much.
you guys.
Have a
Talk to you
good one.
later.
I'll talk to you soon. Okay? Thank you, Wes.
Thanks, Wes.
Everybody, be safe.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.